Hey coin lovers! Welcome to the Worth Old Coins channel, your place to discover the hidden value and rare facts about old coins. In today's video we're revealing the top 6 valuable coins, and one of them might just be in your collection. So don't skip this video, let's find out their real worth. Top 1. The America Quarter Dollar 1968 D coin is a significant piece in the long and rich history of U.S. coinage, representing a transitional period for American currency in both design and material composition. Minted at the Denver Mint in 1968 and marked with the mint mark D, this coin continues the legacy of the Washington Quarter Series, which began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The 1968 D quarter features the enduring image of George Washington, the first president of the United States and a symbol of independence, leadership, and patriotism. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, this coin carries deep historical meaning, marking the continuation of America's respect for its founding ideals amid a rapidly changing modern era. The obverse of the 1968 D quarter showcases the distinguished left-facing bust of George Washington, originally adapted from Jean-Antoine Houdon's 1785 sculpture of Washington. Above his portrait is the word Liberty, and to the left of his chin is the national motto, In God We Trust. The date, 1968, appears below, with the mint mark D positioned just right of the ribbon in Washington's hair, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. The portrait's elegant simplicity captures Washington's strength and virtue, qualities that have come to define the American character. The design was first chosen in 1932 during the Great Depression as part of a nationwide effort to honor Washington's bicentennial, and remains one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. The reverse side of the 1968 D quarter continues Flanagan's original design, featuring a majestic bald eagle with wings spread wide, perched upon a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military readiness and strength. Beneath the arrows lies an olive branch, representing peace. Encircling the design are the inscriptions United States of America and E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one, at the top, with the denomination quarter dollar at the bottom. This design beautifully conveys the balance between peace and power that underpins the nation's values. The 1968 D Washington quarter was composed of a copper-nickel-clad mixture, outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, replacing the traditional 90% silver alloy used in quarters before 1965. This change came as a result of the Coinage Act of 1965, which eliminated silver from circulating U.S. dimes and quarters due to rising silver prices and coin hoarding. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded edge, a feature designed to prevent tampering or shaving of the metal. In 1968, the United States Mint also resumed placing mint marks on coins after a 3-year hiatus, 1965 to 1967, during which mint marks were temporarily removed to discourage coin collecting amid a national coin shortage. Thus, the D mint mark on the 1968 D quarter marks the revival of an important tradition in U.S. coinage. The Denver Mint struck over 101 million quarters that year, making the coin widely available for circulation. However, high-grade examples, especially those graded MS-66 or higher, are prized by collectors for their sharp detail, bright luster, and clean surfaces. Historically, the 1968 D quarter represents more than just a piece of everyday currency. It captures a moment when America was evolving socially, politically, and economically. The nation was in the midst of the space race, civil rights movement, and Vietnam War, and its currency reflected both stability and continuity during uncertain times. The Washington quarter's enduring design symbolized unity and the strength of democratic ideals that guided the country since its founding. Today, the 1968 D quarter dollar remains a cherished collectible among numismatists and a tangible link to mid-20th century American history. It stands as a testament to the nation's ability to adapt to economic challenges without compromising its heritage. Though composed of base metals, the coin carries immense historical and cultural value, honoring the timeless legacy of George Washington and the enduring spirit of the United States of America. Top 2. The America Quarter Dollar 1979 D coin stands as a significant and enduring representation of the United States' rich numismatic heritage, belonging to the Washington Quarter Series, which began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The 1979 D quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark placed just to the right of Washington's hair ribbon on the obverse side. This coin represents a continuation of the nation's long-standing tribute to Washington, reflecting the enduring values of leadership, courage, freedom, and unity that have shaped the American spirit for over 2 centuries. Minted during a period of economic uncertainty, inflation, and changing times, The 1979 D-quarter became a widely circulated piece of daily American life and a timeless link between the past and the modern era. The obverse front of the 1979 D-quarter proudly displays the familiar and dignified profile of George Washington, designed by the renowned American sculptor John Flanagan. His design was originally based on a celebrated bust of Washington created in 1785 by the French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon, who personally met Washington at Mount Vernon to capture his likeness. The portrait shows Washington facing left, exuding calm determination and moral strength, an embodiment of the nation's founding values. The inscriptions "Liberty" appear boldly above Washington's head, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," rests to the left of his neck, reinforcing the faith-based ideals central to the American identity. Below the bust lies the date, 1979, marking the year of minting, while the small D mint mark denotes the Denver Mint in Colorado, one of the principal mints of the United States. The reverse back of the coin features the iconic bald eagle design, also created by John Flanagan, which served as the national emblem on quarters from 1932 through 1998. The eagle is shown with its wings spread wide, symbolizing strength, freedom, and vigilance. In its talons, it clutches a bundle of arrows, representing America's readiness to defend its liberty, and it rests upon an olive branch, signifying the nation's enduring desire for peace. Above the eagle's head appears the historic motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many one, a timeless reflection of the United States' unity through diversity. Encircling the design are the inscriptions United States of America at the top and $quarter at the bottom, identifying both the issuing country and denomination. The design, both artistic and symbolic, has remained one of the most recognized and respected in American coinage. The composition of the 1979 D-quarter reflects the copper-nickel-clad standard that had been adopted after the Coinage Act of 1965, which removed silver from circulating U.S. coins due to rising silver prices and the need for cost-effective materials. The 1979 D-quarter, therefore, consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving it a distinct silver-like appearance while maintaining durability for long-term circulation. The coin has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, a weight of 5.67 grams, and a reeded edge, originally designed to prevent clipping and counterfeiting when quarters contained precious metals. This durable composition ensured that the coin could withstand decades of use while preserving its detailed artistry. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced a substantial 489,789,780 quarters in 1979, reflecting the strong demand for circulating coinage in the late 1970s. Most of these coins entered everyday use across the United States, making the 1979 D-quarter a common but historically meaningful coin. However, uncirculated examples, especially those preserved in mint sets or graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, are prized by collectors for their lustrous surfaces, sharp details, and minimal contact marks. Well-struck coins graded MS-65 or higher are particularly sought after for their beauty and representation of minting excellence. The historical context of the 1979 D-quarter adds further depth to its story. The late 1970s were a time of economic challenges and cultural transition in the United States. Inflation, the energy crisis, and shifting global politics defined the decade, while technological and cultural advancements hinted at the coming transformations of the 1980s. In this environment, the Washington quarter served not only as a tool of commerce but also as a reminder of American endurance and unity. Its consistent design, unchanged since 1932, symbolized national stability and respect for the principles upon which the United States was founded, even as society evolved around it. Today, the 1979 D Washington quarter remains a common yet cherished coin in circulation and in collections. It marks a significant chapter in the broader narrative of American coinage, bridging the silver quarters of earlier decades with the modern era of clad currency. Though its face value remains 25 cents, its historical and cultural significance make it far more valuable in understanding America's economic and artistic history. For collectors, it represents the strength and continuity of American coin design, the enduring influence of George Washington's image, and the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint. In conclusion, the 1979 D-quarter dollar is more than just a circulating coin. It is a miniature monument to American heritage, freedom, and resilience. It carries forward a design that has stood the test of time, representing not only a nation's economy but also its ideals. Through countless hands and generations, this coin continues to tell the story of the United States of America, its people, and its unwavering commitment to liberty, symbolized forever by the words, "In God We Trust." Top 3. The America Quarter Dollar 1988 P coin is a distinguished and enduring part of the United States' rich numismatic heritage, representing the ongoing legacy of the Washington Quarter Series, first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint in 1988, as denoted by the P mint mark on the obverse, this coin exemplifies the strength, leadership, and integrity embodied by the first President of the United States. The Washington Quarter has remained a steadfast symbol of American history and pride, serving both as a medium of exchange and a reminder of the values upon which the nation was built. By 1988, this design had been in continuous use for over 5 decades, making it one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in American circulation. The obverse of the 1988 P quarter features the classic left-facing portrait of George Washington sculpted by John Flanagan, whose design was adapted from a 1785 bust of Washington created by French artist Jean-Antoine Houdon. The portrait captures Washington's strength, wisdom, and dignity, qualities that have come to symbolize the foundation of American democracy. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "Liberty" above, "In God We Trust" to the left, and the year 1988 below. The mint mark P is located just right of the ribbon in Washington's hair, signifying the Philadelphia Mint as its place of origin. This elegant design not only celebrates Washington's role as the father of the nation, but also reflects the artistic precision and national pride that the U.S. Mint has maintained for generations. The reverse of the 1988 P quarter continues Flanagan original design, featuring a bald eagle, America's national bird, perched majestically on a bundle of arrows, a symbol of the country's readiness to defend its freedom. Beneath the eagle lies an olive branch, representing peace, while the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum, out of many one" appear above, and "quarter dollar" is inscribed at the bottom. The powerful imagery of the eagle perfectly captures the spirit of balance between strength and diplomacy that defines the United States. Like all modern quarters struck after the Coinage Act of 1965, the 1988 P Washington Quarter is composed of copper-nickel-clad layers over a pure copper core, with a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. It weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and features a reeded edge, a feature inherited from earlier silver coinage to prevent counterfeiting and edge trimming. Although made from base metals rather than precious silver, the coin's design and construction reflect high craftsmanship and durability, ensuring its longevity in everyday circulation and terms of mintage. The Philadelphia Mint produced more than 562 million quarters in 1988, making the 1988 P issue widely available. 4. Commerce. While common in circulated condition, examples in uncirculated or mint state MS-65 and above are highly prized by collectors for their sharp detail, lustrous surfaces, and absence of wear. Proof versions of the 1988 quarter were struck separately at the San Francisco Mint, bearing the S mint mark and featuring a mirror-like finish. The 1988 P circulation strike, however, remains a cornerstone of U.S. coinage from the late 20th century. Historically, the 1988 P quarter dollar emerged during a period of economic stability and modernization in the United States. The late 1980s marked the end of the Cold War, the rise of global trade, and significant technological progress, all while the Mint continued to produce coins that celebrated America's foundational values. The Washington Quarter's timeless design provided a sense of familiarity and continuity during a period of rapid change, linking Americans to their revolutionary past and shared national identity. Today, the 1988 P Washington Quarter stands as a tangible link between the early ideals of the Republic and the modern age. Though minted for everyday use, it carries deep historical and cultural significance, honoring both George Washington's leadership and the enduring spirit of the nation he helped create. For collectors and historians alike, this coin represents not just 25 cents in value but a symbol of American strength, liberty, and unity, preserved in metal for future generations. Top 4. The America Quarter Dollar 1990 D coin stands as a proud representation of the enduring Washington Quarter Series, one of the most historically significant and longest-running coinage programs in the history of the United States Mint. Issued in 1990 by the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark beneath George Washington's portrait, this coin continued the legacy of honoring the nation's founding father, George Washington, whose leadership and vision laid the cornerstone of American democracy since its introduction in 1932, to commemorate the bicentennial of Washington's birth. The Washington Quarter has remained one of the most iconic coins in circulation, symbolizing patriotism, unity, and the steadfast values of the American Republic. The obverse of the 1990 D quarter features the timeless design created by John Flanagan, adapted from the neoclassical sculpture of George Washington by Jean-Antoine Houdon, a French artist who created an accurate life mask of Washington in 1785. The left-facing bust of Washington dominates the coin's obverse, embodying wisdom, dignity, and leadership. Above his head is the inscription Liberty, while the motto In God We Trust appears to the left of his neck. Below the bust lies the date, 1990, representing the year of minting. The D mint mark, signifying the Denver Mint in Colorado, appears just right of the ribbon tying Washington's hair. This design, simple yet noble, reflects the balance between artistry and national reverence that has made the Washington Quarter an enduring symbol of the United States. On the reverse, the coin continues to display Flanagan's powerful depiction of the bald eagle, the national bird of the United States, standing proudly with its wings outstretched. The eagle clutches a bundle of arrows in its talons, symbolizing strength and readiness to defend the nation while resting upon an olive branch representing the pursuit of peace. Above the eagle's head appears the national motto, E pluribus unum, out of many, one, emphasizing the unity of the diverse states and people of America. Encircling the design are the inscriptions United States of America at the top and $quarter at the bottom, representing both national identity and denomination. This design, consistent from 1932 until the introduction of the 50-state quarters in 1999, became an emblem of America's resilience and stability through decades of change. The composition of the 1990 D quarter reflects modern U.S. minting standards established after the Coinage Act of 1965, which ended the use of silver in circulating quarters. Instead, the coin consists of copper-nickel-clad layers 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and features a reeded edge, a design choice originally meant to prevent shaving or counterfeiting in earlier silver issues, although lacking precious metal content. The craftsmanship and durability of the clad quarters ensured they remained a trusted component of everyday commerce throughout the late 20th century. In terms of production, the Denver Mint struck an impressive 927,638,181 Washington quarters in 1990, making the 1990 D issue one of the most abundant of its time. These coins were primarily produced for circulation, meaning that most were used in daily transactions across the United States. However, high-grade uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS-65 or higher by coin grading services, are sought after by collectors for their sharp details, full mint luster, and minimal contact marks. While common in circulation, pristine specimens demonstrate the exceptional minting quality of the Denver facility during this era. The historical context of the 1990 D quarter adds another layer of depth to its legacy. The year 1990 marked the end of a dynamic decade in American history, a time of technological progress, economic change, and the approaching close of the Cold War. As the world prepared to enter a new age of globalization and digital innovation, the Washington Quarter remained a symbol of continuity and tradition in a rapidly evolving society. Its unchanging design reminded Americans of their shared roots, even as the nation looked toward the future. Today, the 1990 D Washington Quarter continues to circulate, serving both as a practical piece of currency and a miniature monument to American ideals. T bridges the gap between past and present, linking the early vision of the Republic with modern times. Though its face value is just 25 cents, its historical and symbolic worth is far greater, representing the strength, unity, and perseverance that have defined the United States for more than 2 centuries. For collectors and historians alike, the 1990 D quarter remains a shining example of American artistry, heritage, and enduring national pride, encapsulated in one small yet powerful coin. Top 5. The America Quarter Dollar 1991 D coin is a distinguished issue in the long-running Washington Quarter series, a cornerstone of United States coinage that began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The 1991 D quarter, struck at the Denver Mint, proudly continues this tradition of honoring the first president of the United States and the enduring ideals of freedom, unity, and democracy that he embodied. Bearing the D mint mark below Washington's portrait, this coin represents both the artistry of early 20th century American design and the technological precision of modern minting practices that have kept the Washington Quarter a vital part of U.S. currency for nearly a century. The obverse front of the 1991 D quarter features the timeless profile of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan, a noted American sculptor whose design was based on a famous bust created by French neoclassical artist Jean-Antoine Houdon in 1785. This portrait captures Washington's noble character and stoic dignity, a visual reflection of the leadership that guided the United States through its founding years. The inscriptions Liberty appear boldly above his head, while the national motto, In God We Trust, is placed to the left of his chin. underscoring the spiritual and moral foundation of the nation. The year 1991 is engraved below Washington's neck, denoting the year of issue, and the small D mint mark to the right signifies that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint in Colorado. The reverse back of the coin continues John Flanagan classic eagle design, which had been used since 1932 and remained the standard until 1998. The majestic bald eagle, the national bird of the United States, is depicted with its wings spread wide in a powerful and commanding stance. In its talons, the eagle clutches a bundle of arrows, symbolizing America's readiness to defend its liberty and sovereignty, while it rests upon an olive branch, representing the nation's commitment to peace. Above the eagle's head appears the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, a phrase that embodies the unity of the diverse states and people that make up the nation. Surrounding this imagery are the inscriptions United States of America at the top and $quarter at the bottom, reflecting both national identity and the coin's denomination. The composition of the 1991 D quarter follows the clad coinage standard adopted after the Coinage Act of 1965, which replaced silver with a more cost-effective copper-nickel blend. Due to rising silver prices, the coin's outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Bonded to a pure copper core, it weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and features a reeded edge. Although the quarter no longer contained precious metal, the clad composition proved to be durable and long-lasting, allowing the coin to withstand decades of circulation while maintaining its iconic appearance. The Denver Mint produced a significant number of these coins in 1991, over 630 million pieces, 630,966,000, making the 1991 D Washington quarter a common issue in circulation but still cherished by collectors for its historical continuity and clean, classic design. While most of these coins were intended for everyday transactions, well-preserved uncirculated specimens and proof-like examples are valued by numismatists for their sharp strike, brilliant luster, and crisp details. High-grade examples graded MS-65 or higher by professional services such as PCGS or NGC often command collector interest, particularly those with strong mint luster and minimal contact marks. Historically, the 1991 D quarter holds significance as a product of its era, a time when the United States was experiencing major social and geopolitical transitions. The early 1990s marked the end of the Cold War, the rise of new global economic powers, and significant technological growth. The Washington quarter, unchanged in design for decades, stood as a symbol of American stability, unity, and endurance amid rapid change. It served as a small but powerful reminder of the nation's heritage and the timeless values of leadership, courage, and service embodied by George Washington himself. Today, the 1991 D Washington quarter continues to circulate across the nation, a tangible link between America's revolutionary past and its modern identity. Though its face value remains 25 cents, its historical, artistic, and cultural significance far exceed its monetary worth. For coin collectors, it represents one of the last standard-issue Washington quarters before the introduction of the 50-state quarters program in 1999, which transformed the design of the series. The 1991 D quarter, therefore, stands as a bridge between tradition and innovation, a durable emblem of American history minted in metal. Through its elegant design, enduring symbolism, and widespread use, the 1991 D quarter remains a lasting tribute to the legacy of George Washington and the continuing story of the United States of America. Top 6. The America Quarter. 1997 D coin is a remarkable and historically rich issue in the celebrated Washington Quarter series, a coinage line that has stood as a cornerstone of American money and identity since its first appearance in 1932. The 1997 D quarter, minted at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D mint mark, continues to honor George Washington, the founding father and first president of the United States, whose leadership laid the moral and political foundation for the nation. Struck in the final years before the introduction of the 50-state quarters program in 1999, the 1997 D Washington quarter represents one of the last examples of the classic Flanagan design, making it an important historical piece that bridges America's traditional coinage with its modern commemorative era. The obverse front of the 1997 D quarter features the distinguished portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, an accomplished American sculptor. Flanagan design, originally based on the 1785 bust of Washington by French artist Jean-Antoine Houdon, has endured as one of the most iconic and beloved portraits in U.S. numismatic history. In the portrait, Washington faces left with a calm yet resolute expression, symbolizing leadership, integrity, and strength, qualities that defined both the man and the nation he helped to found. The inscriptions "Liberty" appear boldly above his head, while "In God We Trust" sits to the left of his chin, reflecting America's spiritual and moral foundations. Below the bust lies the date, 1997, denoting the year of minting, and just to the right appears the small D mint mark, identifying the Denver facility where the coin was struck. The reverse back of the coin proudly displays John Flanagan classic eagle design, an enduring image that has represented American strength and freedom for more than 6 decades. The majestic bald eagle, the national bird of the United States, stands with its wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons to symbolize the nation's readiness to defend its liberty, while an olive branch beneath the eagle signifies a dedication to peace. Above the eagle's head, the Latin phrase, e pluribus unum, out of many, one expresses the unity of the American states and people. Encircling the entire design are the inscriptions United States of America at the top and $quarter at the bottom, identifying both the issuing nation and the denomination. This classic imagery remained unchanged from 1932 until 1998, embodying decades of tradition and national pride. In terms of composition and specifications, the 1997 D quarter follows the clad metal standard introduced after the Coinage Act of 1965, which removed silver from circulating U.S. coins. The coin is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, giving it both durability and a distinctive silvery appearance. It weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and features a reeded edge, a design element originally used to deter clipping and counterfeiting during the era of precious metal coinage. Although the coin contains no silver, its craftsmanship and historical symbolism make it an enduring piece of American culture and artistry. The Denver Mint produced a substantial number of these coins, over 599,680,000 pieces in total, making the 1997 D issue common in circulation, but still notable for collectors. While most examples were used in everyday commerce, uncirculated coins preserved in mint sets or rolls often display strong luster, sharp strikes, and minimal wear, making them desirable among numismatists. High-grade specimens certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, particularly those graded MS 66 or higher, can command premium values due to their eye appeal and pristine condition. Historically, the 1997 D Washington quarter holds a special place as one of the last issues in the original Washington design lineage before the U.S. Mint launched its revolutionary 50-state quarters program in 1999, which replaced the eagle reverse with designs celebrating each U.S. state. Thus, the 1997 D coin represents the closing chapter of an era that spans 65 years of consistent design, embodying the values and aesthetics of 20th century America. During 1997, the United States stood on the threshold of a new millennium, experiencing rapid technological progress, economic expansion, and cultural transformation. Amidst this change, the Washington quarter remained a constant and everyday emblem of stability, patriotism, and the country's enduring connection to its founding principles. Even today, the 1997 D quarter continues to circulate widely across the United States, serving as a daily reminder of the nation's rich history and the legacy of George Washington's leadership. Although it holds a modest face value of 25 cents, its historical and symbolic worth far surpasses its monetary denomination. To collectors and historians alike, it represents a final salute to the classic era of American coinage, marking the end of one of the most stable and recognizable designs in U.S. minting history. The 1997 D Washington quarter remains, therefore, not just a piece of metal, but a lasting tribute to the American spirit and enduring symbol of freedom, unity, and national pride. Encapsulated in a coin that has passed through millions of hands, yet still carries the timeless message of, "In God We Trust." Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.